This month, the mascot for the 2024 European Championship was announced. A teddy bear you could just die for.
You've got to fucking die
for that cute teddy bear.
A formality in the grand scheme of things, but a welcome signifier that Euro 2024 is less than 1 year away. Now, with the delayed Euro 2020 taking place in 2021 and the World Cup obviously taking place at the end of 2022, it does feel strikingly fast that Euro 2024 is coming around. And if we as fans are feeling that, how is Germany, the host, feeling about its readiness to host the tournament? To answer this, it's necessary to go back to the origins of this one. Okay, maybe not that far. It was all the way back in 2018 that voting commenced for the hosts of Euro 2024, and it was between Germany and Turkey. Now, Turkey and bidding to host the European Championships is like Cyprus and voting for Greece at Eurovision. It happens every damn time. They are there no matter what, and Euro 2024 was no different. What was also typical was that Turkey was beaten. Germany was selected to host Euro 2024 by a score of 12-4, and thus preparations for the tournament would begin. But obviously, the world has changed quite heavily since 2018 when Germany were announced as the host of Euro 2024. So now, with just 1 year away, how ready are they? Are stadiums ready to house thousands of fans? Is German infrastructure prepared for millions of fans flocking to its nation? When is the draw for the tournament, and who isn't in line for qualification? All that answered and more as we welcome the countdown to Euro 2024. 10 stadiums have been chosen to host matches at Euro 2024 from all sides of the nation. Having hosted the 2006 World Cup, German stadiums are in the unique position of not needing too much redevelopment, having already had to be developed back then. That isn't to say, though, that Deutschland is entirely ready either. Volkspark Stadion, home of Hamburg, has been under renovation since 2022. We're working on the new roof and working on the sound and lighting system. The Mercedes-Benz Arena in Stuttgart is undergoing a €100 million renovation too. This will see a complete renovation of the main grandstand that's been pretty much untouched since 1974. Ultimately, though, the stadiums are in pretty good working order, which is to be expected given that the majority host Bundesliga matches week in, week out. Sorry, Hamburg fans. German football is incredibly well supported, and thus redevelopment has been a lot lighter than most international tournaments would need. German infrastructure has had a renewed boost too, with the tournament looming. Introduction of a €49 monthly public transport ticket, which allows users to use any regional bus or train across Germany, will be a gift to visitors to the country. Deutsche Bahn has already announced it will add over 400 more carriages to help with increased transport demand at Euro 2024 to safely transport fans to stadiums and fan zones. Elsewhere, the team camps and hotels are already viewable through an interactive map, link below, so national teams can inspect the facilities near the area they will be playing in ahead of the tournament. With German infrastructure only needing moderate improvement ahead of the tournament, focuses can instead turn towards sustainability. Efforts in Berlin, for example, are entirely focused towards environmentalism, reducing waste and using renewable energy sources to power the tournament. It is Germany's aim to make this tournament the greenest yet, but whether or not they can make the tournament carbon neutral remains to be seen. I can't stress enough that Germany is incredibly uniquely positioned ahead of this tournament. Renovations, improvements, refreshes, etc. are well underway, but because of the nation's infrastructure and stadia already being of a great standard, focus can turn instead towards issues that can sometimes be overlooked when holding a large-scale event like this. We get it, you're bloody great, you're great at everything. So the answer is yes, Germany is ready for this tournament. But are the nations hoping to compete also on that same right track? Looking at how the land is lying, one nation has already qualified. Germany, you're just the best at it all. You can drive as fast as you like on your little autobahn. You make me sick. Anyway, let's start off in Group A. The first group is perhaps the craziest of all groups. At the top, with 4 wins from 4, is surprisingly Scotland. Yes, for some reason, Scott McSauce has been absolutely mesmerising at this tournament so far. He already has 5 goals in qualification, including 2 in a vital win over Spain. Georgia currently sit in second in the group with a win, draw and a loss. If they could qualify, it would be their first time at the tournament. Just outside the qualification spots is Erling Haaland's Norway. Spain are presently sat in 4th, although they have only played 2 matches. Despite this, they do really need to kick on because Scotland are blowing everyone away at the moment. Georgia are surprising, and Norway have the inevitable Erling Haaland. Lastly, the minnows of the group, Cyprus, are dead last. Group B comes next, and this is another interesting one. France has started like a train and have 4 wins from 4. Euro 2004 winners Greece are sat in second, having only lost to France for an Mbappe penalty. The Republic of Ireland sit just outside the qualification places in third, ahead of the Netherlands, who have also only played 2 matches thus far. Saying that though, they were massively outclassed in a 4-0 defeat to France back in March, so they really need to get a wriggle on to make sure they qualify with ease. And lastly sit Gibraltar, who haven't even scored a goal yet. Group C sees the 3 Lions, who are running absolutely rampant. 4 wins, 15 goals and no worries for Southgate's men. In the other qualifying spot sit Ukraine. They have 2 wins but were unconvincing in both, coming from 2-0 down to overcome North Macedonia and only beating Malta thanks to a penalty. Next sit Italy, who again have only played twice. There's talent in the squad for sure, but this is definitely a transitional Italy who need to make sure they are on top form to qualify in those 2 top positions. North Macedonia are 4th, and they will be hoping once again to be the bane of Italian lives, although this time that is looking rather unlikely. And once again we have the minnows of the group, Malta sitting dead last with 0 points. Group D features another home nation, this time Wales, but they're not the ones sitting top of the tree, that's Turkey. With the emergence of Arda Güler, Turkey might be on for their best generation since 2008 when they got to the semi-finals of the Euros. Second in the group is never previously qualified Armenia. They were electric in Cardiff last month when they beat Wales, and the momentum is definitely with them. Third is Croatia, who are definitely coming to the end of their golden era, so qualifying may prove a little trickier this time. Saying that though, they have only played 2 matches, so they still have it all to play for. Wales finally come in 4th. 2 defeats in June to Armenia and Turkey have given them a real uphill battle to qualify this time around. However, they have been known to produce a fairy tale before, and maybe they can do it again. Sitting plumb last is Latvia with 3 defeats from 3. Group E is the closest group we have seen so far. Top in that group is the Czech Republic with 2 wins from 3. In a surprising second place is presently Albania. They have never qualified for the Euros before, and it would be a remarkable achievement if they made it this time around. Speaking of surprising, third place is Moldova, who keep picking up strange results. They beat Poland last time out in a major shock, yet needed an 87th minute penalty to avoid defeat to the Faroe Islands. Fourth in the group is Poland, who are probably at the biggest risk right now. Their defeat to Moldova has really threatened their chances, but there is still time to turn it around. But if they can't, it leaves the fantastic situation of there definitely being a new team at Euro 2024. Though it probably won't be Faroe Islands, who currently sit in last position. Group F follows and is presently being led by Austria. 3 wins and a credible away draw to Belgium has put them in the driving seat. And it's that nation who sits second with 1 less game played. They're under fresh guidance, having parted ways with Roberto Martinez. They are now being led by Domenico Tedesco, who will be hoping to make sure that qualification is smooth. Sweden are in third, but are already 4 points behind that top 2 positions, so qualification for them is going to be very difficult. But it's going to be even more difficult for Estonia and Azerbaijan, who sit on 1 point each. The last of the 5-team groups is Group G, that is currently being led by Hungary. Joining them on equal points but worse goal difference is Serbia. They are in the relaxed position of already being qualified for the playoff should they not make the top 2 places though, due to their performance in the Nations League. Speaking of the Nations League, I'm planning to cover that in a future video, so if that's something you'd like to see, drop a subscribe below. Third sits fellow former Yugoslav nation Montenegro, who are yet to qualify for a tournament since gaining independence from Serbia. Bulgaria follow on 2 points and Lithuania sit bottom on 1. Group H is next, and it's the first group with 6 teams rather than 5. Regardless, still only the top 2 will qualify automatically. Finland are the leaders of this group presently with 3 wins from 4. They will be hoping to qualify for the Euros for only the second time in their history. Kazakhstan are remarkably in second position at the moment, aiming to qualify for their first Euros ever. They are also in situ to receive a playoff spot should they not manage to finish in the top 2 though. Denmark sit in third, having bottled a 2-0 lead to Kazakhstan back in March. Højlund is the present top scorer in the European qualifiers though, alongside Romelu Lukaku, and they are going to have to rely on him if they are to make the top 2 positions. Slovenia follows suit on the same amount of points as Denmark and are well in the mix still. The last of the home nations is Northern Ireland, who are sat in 5th and are likely already out of contention. San Marino round out the group with 0 wins, 0 points and 0 goals. The penultimate group I follows, and this one is being heavily fought. Serial qualifiers Switzerland lead the group ahead of Romania, who are hoping to qualify for the first time since Euro 2016. Israel sits outside and they are having a fantastic year at youth level. They made the final of the Under-20 World Cup and are currently semi-finalists at the Under-21 Euros. They would love to make it a hat-trick by qualifying in those top 2 positions. The bottom 3 sides sit very closely knit together. They are Belarus, Kosovo and Andorra. They only have 1 win between them. If any of those were to qualify, it would be a miracle. Lastly, we have Group J, which is being dominated by Roberto Martinez's Portugal side, who have won every match without conceding a goal. Second, also flying, is Slovakia on 10 points from 12 games. Third place is surprisingly Luxembourg. It would take a monumental effort for them to qualify, but they have started so well. Fourth and fifth are Bosnia and Herzegovina and Iceland, who are both massively underperforming. Liechtenstein round out qualifying, sitting plumb last. Qualifying is certainly still up in the air, and there are some massive surprises that could happen if some of these nations qualify. Georgia, Armenia, Albania, Montenegro, Luxembourg, all aiming to qualify this time around, and if any of them can make it, it will be a surprise for the ages. Elsewhere, nations that are under a bit of pressure include Spain, the Netherlands, Poland, Croatia, even maybe Italy. So all of those need to make sure they get themselves in check to make sure they can qualify automatically. The draw for the tournament is going to take place this year on the 2nd of December. The playoff winners won't be known at this point, but they will still be drawn into the group through pot 4. So there we have it. Euro 2024 is under 1 year away. Preparations are ongoing. Qualification is reaching its midway point, and there is one thing for certain. Switzerland will qualify comfortably and bore the life out of every spectator watching. Thanks for watching this video though.